Sup, party people? How's everybody doing? I'm hoping everybody's having a beautiful day. So we are doing the Tonight Show. I told you I'm going to be trying to bring the Tonight Show back. There will be no Tonight Show tomorrow. The Knicks play. So on nights that the Knicks play, we are definitely not doing no Tonight Show. And obviously have other obligations that you might not know about. Then we're not going to do it in those particular situations. But tonight we got one. And tonight, just so we could be clear, I want to talk about the shooting that happened at Drake's home. We have a lot to actually discuss there. I hope we get some people that's going to join into the conversation constructively. So the first thing that I want to say is this. It had zero to do with Kendrick Lamar. Kinda. We'll discuss that. But basically, just so we could be clear, allegedly, OVO and EXO is the Weeknd's people, are currently allegedly in some type of situation. So there was a shooting that had happened a couple of hours prior to the shooting that happened at Drake's home, where there was a different security guard that had got shot. Are they just shooting security, fam? This seems like it's not the job to have. That's one. Two, allegedly, when the security guard at Drake's home got hit, like people live at Drake's home. Nobody came outside to help them. They called police. So maybe they thought it was like one of them situations like where the sniper shoots one guy and leave him alive. So when somebody comes help, they shoot that dude too. I have no idea. Apparently, allegedly also, they have video recording of the vehicle pulling away. I want to be clear about this. Allegedly, they have video recording of the vehicle pulling away. But I am not saying that this is a thing. This is all allegations at this point. They're trying to attach this situation allegedly to the Weeknd. They're saying that it's something to do with the Weeknd. It has nothing to do with Drake. There has been multiple shootings that have happened leading up to this. And I just thought about something. This might be one of the reasons why Drake backed out of the beef. We're going to talk about the Kendrick Lamar Drake beef, just so we can be clear, because I think something happened. I'm not sure if this was an idea of why it happened, but it might have culminated into something. I think specifically Drake's last song that he made, he's like, I'm not talking no more. I think it could have been that song specifically, but I think there's a culmination of things that just happened. And basically, you know, sometimes somebody has done something to an individual and that individual decides to let it go and they go about their life. And then when that trauma gets drummed back up again, they might decide to take action. So I'm not 100% sure about if the Weeknd is involved in this. But those are the allegations that's going out. But we're going to talk about it from the Kendrick Lamar standpoint, because there are a lot of people that's like, Kendrick spun the block. Why? He was whooping them in the studio. That don't even make sense. Why would Kendrick? That don't even make sense for anybody to think that Kendrick spun the block. There was, at least when this initially happened, I thought that might have been the mole. They was like, yo, we know who the mole is, it's the securities. So they went out there and hit him. But apparently that's not what it was, allegedly. But I'm pretty sure other people probably thought that also, that this is possibly could be the mole. But apparently they are shooting at each other up there in Canada. And this might be, like I said, the culmination of some of the things that were said in the Kendrick Lamar Drake beef. For everybody that don't know, I think Drake slept with the Weeknd's like girlfriend at some point. Like the Weeknd was dating some chick and Drake like stole her from him. For everybody that don't know, there's a lot of people in hip hop that do not like Drake. And one of the main reasons why they don't like Drake is because Drake is always trying to sleep with everybody's women. I think that's a insecurity thing. Like a lot of times what y'all have to understand is that dudes that try to purport themselves to be bullies, a lot of times it's an insecurity thing. Like I've never met a person that claims to be some type of bully or tries to bully a person that isn't insecure. And it's like to a very big degree. Like, also remember, we're living in a world now where people are allowed to act out on their insecurities and say that they're trolling. Most of the shit is just being insecure niggas. Niggas that got their feminine niggas. That's what most of this is. Niggas is just feminine and insecure. This is not a thing that was going on in my generation. This is not a thing that was going on in the generation before this generation. This is simply a this generation thing. Like, motherfuckers, part of my language. The people who have been born in the late 90s and are now coming of age, and the generation that was born in, I guess, the mid to late aughts. This is a situation that they have. This is not from the previous generations. See, the previous generations didn't have the internet. Also, in the previous generations, you confronted certain situations differently, and you just had different responses because you had solid niggas that was around. There's so few solid people now, in my opinion, obviously. There's so few solid people now that a lot of this weirdo shit goes on. Like, I don't even understand how people, well, anyway, that's neither here nor there. That's a whole nother conversation. In any regard, we're gonna, I don't know how long we're gonna have the show going. It's gonna probably not be that long. It really depends on if we have any type of comments coming down through the chat. But I'm gonna go through what I know about the situation, and then we'll decide what we're gonna do after that. So apparently what happened is around 2 a.m. There was a shooting that had happened in front of Drake's home. The security guard that was hit, he was hit in the chest, I think multiple times. They said that they're not life-threatening. He was taken to the hospital. He's expected to recover, just so everybody can be clear. But before that had happened, a couple of hours before that, I believe, they said that there was a shooting about 9 miles away. They're trying to link those two shootings together. Apparently, allegedly, this has to deal with EXO and OVO. They're beefing. EXO apparently is the Weeknd's. Now, I don't know if these dudes is beefing, but as far as I can tell, Drake is beefing with everyone right now. And this is what happens when you're a toxic individual and you've been spreading toxicity. And now either people think that you're vulnerable, or you are actually vulnerable, or things have just come to a head. So I don't know if we're going to do a 10-minute video on this. We might talk about this in the morning when I go get more information. But right now, the one thing that I can tell you is this. Don't expect for this to stop for Drake. Right now, in my opinion, Drake is going through a reckoning. When Kendrick started dropping all of that information on those songs, he stirred up something in people. The people that were dealing with Drake over long periods of time. And some of these people are now coming back for they pound of flesh. And that's what I believe is going on with Drake. So now I was listening to Rosenberg today. For everybody that don't know, Rosenberg, he's on the Ebro show, right? Ebro in the morning. So I was listening to Rosenberg today, and Rosenberg said that a lot of the big investors that invest in Drake, they're currently pulling out of investing in Drake. A lot of them are deciding to go in a different direction and don't expect to really see anything from Drake anytime soon. Now, the reason in which why they're doing that is because the PDF files things that's going on with Drake. So a lot of them are saying that this isn't something that they want to invest their time in or invest their money in because this is a losing situation. And I don't think it's just because there's allegations. I think it's because the allegations actually have substance. So what you have to understand is once these allegations, it's one thing for somebody to allege something about an individual. But when these alleged allegations have substance, that adds a little bit more to it. So I want to just say something real quick. Kendrick said something that was very interesting in one of his bars. And what he said is that if you're a woman and you're interested in Drake and you're having a relationship with Drake, be careful about bringing your little sisters around him. I don't think he just said that to say that. I think he said that because of a thing. See, the problem is this, and this is just my opinion. You can take however you want with it. But a lot of these dudes that never had, a lot of these dudes that don't have any actual game, they just get fame. So with this fame comes women, and you don't have to have game. A lot of these dudes that don't know how to talk to a female, don't really, have any ability to say anything with women that make them feel good about themselves, big them up, game about them. A lot of them, and quite honestly, they put themselves in situations where any woman that comes and they're nice to them, they take it too far. And I think that might be a situation that's going on with Drake. Because even though Drake's always been on television, or as far as we know, he was on Degrassi and all of this, to the level of superstardom that he has now, from what we see, when have you ever seen Drake be smooth with a woman? Even in the songs that he say, what smooth lines did he say? Remember, for everybody that don't know, one of the ways that Drake used to write his songs is he'll have a group of women in the studio with him, and he'll have them say stuff to him. And because of what their interactions are, he then write his music. That's not having game. That's stealing other people's game. That's not the ability to write raps. That's stealing other people's ideas. He writes his raps by committee, even when he only writes his raps and he's not using an actual ghostwriter. So all these songs that y'all hear Drake in, where he's saying all this smooth shit, that's just stuff that women are saying. That's why he sounds so feminine to us. Because he's literally taking lines that he's getting from women, putting them on the song, and making music out of them. That's why to us he sounds so feminine. So I say all that to say this. Do you understand how many people probably was listening to Kendrick? And that was bringing back up things from the past. And that's what I think is currently going on with Drake. And that's what I wouldn't be surprised if that's what had to do with the shooting. I don't think the shooting happened because they found the mole. Drake said something that was really interesting. He said that he gave the information to Kendrick. So if we're to believe that he purposely gave the information to Kendrick, if you believe that, then that means that there's no mole. And also, I think that was the nail in the coffin as far as with him and with promoters or the people that are investing in the product of Drake. Because why would you sabotage your own product? That doesn't make sense. And if you didn't do that, why would you say that? You was better off just fighting the shit than say, oh man, I was super slick. Because remember, people can literally go on Twitter and look at posts that was posted on Twitter 10 years ago, 15 years ago, and see that there's merit to some of these claims. And there's already people who has been speaking about for years Drake doing things like trying to sleep with everybody's woman, trying to sleep with everybody's sisters. I'm not even saying the underage ones, I'm saying sisters in general. So he has a bad habit of trying to throw himself at all women. That sounds like insecurity to me. In any regard, shooting happened. The dude that got shot, and just so we can be clear, in the previous shooting, another dude got shot. I think somebody got killed. I'm not 100% sure. I think somebody got straight up deleted. I got to go check that. I'm not 100% sure. But there's been multiple shootings that has been happening surrounding Drake currently. We don't know if Drake was in a home when this particular shooting happened. but we can't assume that this wasn't for nothing. Shit, they got people over in Europe right now going to the OVO stores, writing on the damn walls, and yo, how they got people in Europe writing on this OVO store, they not like us. Nigga, you in Europe. You ain't like us. The fuck? Oh, man. And then they showed, somebody got a picture of the person that was doing it. It was some white woman. They got a picture of the person that was doing it. It was some white woman. What are you talking about? You not like us. Anyway, in any regard, right now Drake is just getting it from all sides. No Diddy. And I am super surprised that we didn't hear about him being with a dude yet. So I think that would be the icing on the cake. Him being with a dude. I want to say something that I thought was interesting. So I posted something today, right? Because after all of this is happening, I started thinking about a thing. So Drake went with Sexy Red to the hospital when she was when she was in labor, right? And I'm like, did he go to the hospital so they can get the birth fluid and so he could test to make sure he wasn't the father? And then somebody was like, nah, but Sexy Red was at Drake's house, so, that's why he did it. So she didn't know she was gonna go in labor? Like, they tell you when you're gonna go in labor. Like, they tell you when to expect to go into labor. It's not a surprise. Like, sometimes you go into labor when it's unexpected. Don't get this confused. But it's not generally a surprise. So she knew she was around the time that she was going to go into labor, and she was just chilling at Drake's crib instead of being at home. Just something to think about. Did she have any money? Does she have an actual home? Or she's still living at the same place she used to be living at? Or she's still living in a hotel. She doesn't have a home. They haven't given her a home yet. So I would like to know everything about that. Not for nothing. Because if we ought to believe anything about what Kendrick Lamar is saying, Drake doesn't have these women around him for no reason. These aren't his friends. These are his friends. Just saying. And then, remember, his Adonis's mother, right, had to get multiple paternity tests because he didn't want to believe that was his kid, because when she got pregnant, he was actually tag teaming her with another dude. I think Party Next Door or somebody. I don't know who. But he was actually tag teaming her with another dude. That gotta suck. That gotta absolutely suck. You was tag teaming some chick with some other dude, and you the idiot that get her pregnant. First of all, stop tag teaming chicks. I'm never gonna be on that type of time, just so we can be clear. I'm not on that type of time. I think it's gay. Be honest with you, I think it's gay. I just think it's gay. I'm sorry. I mean, I'm pretty sure a lot of the dudes that do that are not gay, never did nothing gay, ain't thinking about nothing gay. So I'm not saying if you do that, you are gay. I'm just saying I think it's gay. That's all. That's how they get a lot of y'all, by the way. You do know that, right? That's how Diddy and them get a lot of y'all. They get y'all involved orgies and all type of stuff like that, where they can slip stuff in your drinks, you're not paying attention. Pop you some mollies, you don't know what the fuck is going on. Then the next thing you know, you got your hands on another guy's Johnson and you don't think it's a big deal. I'm telling you. So no, I've never, and I have no plans on ever engaging in any type of carnal activities when there's another man involved in what we doing. Now, have I did stuff and there's another dude over there in the room? I got family, and sometimes you're banging chicks. That's what I'm not. It is what it is. But as far as tag teaming a chick, I have never done it. Never will. Not my type of time. We ain't doing that. I think that's gay. I'm just saying. That's how they be getting y'all. Not for nothing. That's how they be getting y'all. I'm not trying to laugh at this shit. But that's the plan. You get it? That's the plan. That's how they be getting your little kids out here in the street and everything. It be the plan. It be the play. The dude be already gay. He got the girl that they want to have a two-way, but he might want to bang you also. He might want to, do stuff with you also. The girl just down. She's setting you up, fam. I'm not trying to laugh at this because this is something that's real. This is really happening to people. It's happening to your kids. I promise you it's happening to your kids, man. We have to, I wanted to say something real quick, but we have to start teaching different morals to these children. And part of those morals have to be taking them away from all of this, this music and a lot of this television and a lot of this shit that they watching and they consuming. We got to try to get them away from that, because as long as y'all allow for them to be consuming that content and it's not a big deal and you're not, even these regular TV shows, we have to get back to watching television with our kids, watching content or whatever with the kids, so you could then impress on them some of your personal values. So we got to get back to that. You know what I'm saying? Because these kids out here nowadays, they don't have any, they're not growing up with any values. Sometimes it's just that it's people got to work all day in order to be able to afford to pay the bills. Sometimes it's just that some adults is just living their own life and they ain't even work. They're just living their own life, and there's things that they want to do, to enjoy life. And because there's things that they want to do to enjoy life, they're not necessarily, I don't know how to say it, but they're not necessarily engaged. The child lives with you. Like the child, once again, if the child doesn't live with you, there's not but so much you could do. But if the child lives with you, we gotta start, you don't gotta watch every program with them, but you gotta start finding out what your kids is doing, fam. Really gotta find out what your kids is doing. Because if you leave it up to the schools nowadays, it's not gonna work out. I remember being a kid and the schools were a lot more conservative than they are now. Nowadays, the schools is trying to tell your kid they can be a cat, so I don't know what to tell you. What time is it? We'll stay in here for a couple more minutes. But I do think this Kendrick Lamar beef. I'm at the park today. I'm playing basketball. Shout out to the adults that showed up. So I'm at the park today and I'm playing basketball. So one of the dudes come and they're like, come to the park, and then he's like, Kendrick Lamar won, but he said Kendrick Lamar won because Kendrick Lamar made better bops. Basically, he doesn't say bops, but he said he made better music. And I have to say, I don't think Kendrick Lamar necessarily made better music. What I am gonna say is, anybody else feel like every Drake song sounds the same? Anybody else feel that way? Like, I feel like almost every Drake song sounds the same. Like, they almost all sound the same. Like, I can listen to, and I'm not necessarily saying that as a bad or a good thing, but I'm saying they almost all sound the same. So in this particular battle, Kendrick Lamar's songs had noticeable differences. It just felt like he was giving us better value, better value. Kendrick Lamar's songs is going #1 on Spotify and then taking the last Kendrick Lamar song off of #1 in Spotify. And then the next one dropped and it's #1 on Spotify again. And then I'm hearing he got 10 more songs to drop that he didn't know Drake. I guess he didn't know Drake was going to bow out this fast. Allegedly, he got 10 more songs. Didn't I tell you I think he wrote a whole album? Then I'm hearing, I don't know how true this is, that Not Like Us, allegedly, he wrote that like a month ago. Like, this isn't even new. You know how scary that is if this isn't new? Do you know how scary it is if Kendrick Lamar wrote Not Like Us and it's not even new? It's an old song. He had it in for the last 6 months or something. Do you know how scary that is? For Drake and any other rapper out there that feel like effing with him. That means Kendrick Lamar is literally sitting around, and this is what you're supposed to do, is literally sitting around and putting songs in the vault for multiple different rappers. So he allegedly has 10 songs. I hope he releases them. I don't care if Drake responds or not. Drake is done. Rosenberg said his advertising, the people that advertise or pay to keep his shit going, they're pulling out of Drake. So Drake better hope he bought like a couple of McDonald's franchises or something. Drake better hope he's been buying fast food franchises all over the place. Hopefully, sheesh. Watch when that new Canadian tax hit him. He's going to be in trouble. The liberals is killing the economy in Canada also, by the way, if you didn't know. The liberals is fucking everything up. I'm wondering when people are going to stop voting for them. Wonder when people are going to stop voting for them. Never, because all they're going to say is the other guys is racist. And they're just going to all keep voting for the liberals. But the liberals is fucking everybody up. Also, this is wild. So, the people that are behind, I think it's the Black Lives Matter movement, is also the people that are behind the individuals that's protesting for the Palestinians. And they're also the people that are behind getting Biden elected. So these niggas is playing both sides at all times. Just saying. At all times. So, here's what it is. Screw the Democrats. In any regard. I don't know. I really wasn't prepared to do a Tonight Show. We haven't really did a Tonight Show in a long time. I'm super exhausted. Exhausted, but we still got on here. I don't want to get off yet. I was hoping some comments would come through. I don't want to get off yet. So I guess I'll ramble on for a couple of more minutes about whatever. Um, I gave all of the information that I have on the shooting that happened. So I guess we'll move on to other topics and other things. Whatever, whatever. Oh, and also keep your ears open because they're now talking about Whitney and Ray J. So do you remember when Cat Williams says this is the year? I think there's been a real turn. Like there's been a real changing of energies in the world. And we needed it, right? Because we just have too much toxic energy out there. We got too much hate out there. um I'm looking at kids every day that I'm looking at them like these are the kids that's going to inherit the world. We're in trouble. And I'm not even talking about the kids out here shooting at each other. I'm not even talking about them. Like the now, like these like they're gonna kids are either too sensitive or have no emotions. Those are their two, like that's it. Like those are the two spectrums right now. They're too sensitive or they have no emotions at all. I'm at the park. They got these two kids. I know they know each other, and they're just arguing with each other over nothing. It's crazy. Like they're arguing over nothing. They're on the same team. They're arguing over nothing. Like it didn't even make sense. And I'm not crapping on either one of them, just so we can be clear. I'm just saying kids are either too sensitive or they have no emotions. Like we are really screwed going into the future. Like we got to figure this out. It's bananas. Like I'm just looking at them, and then I'm not playing no more basketball with any kids on my team unless they're the kids that I play with. None. I'd rather just watch the game because at this point it don't make sense to run up and down the court. You don't even know if the niggas is throwing the game on purpose. Niggas might be throwing the game on purpose. For real, for real. They have no emotions or they just too sensitive. I don't know no other way to put it. I don't know no other way to put it. Just zero ways to put it. It's absolutely bananas. It's absolutely bananas. Absolutely bananas. I don't know no way to put it. It's sad. You can't even be mad at them. You just look at them and then you see, like I'm at that age where I knew kids like that. Now back then you probably have 1, 2 kids in the neighborhood like that. Now you got 40 or 50. So it's different. You know what I'm saying? When I was growing up, you have a couple of kids that had those type of emotional, problems. But nowadays it's like almost all of the kids. It feels that way. Even, I might be wrong, but I'm saying it feels that way. And then you think about the trials and the tribulations that of the kids that that were like that. And a lot of the kids that I know that had these, similar issues, they're not here no more as adults. They're not here no more. Some of them didn't even make it to 30. Some of them didn't even make it to 25. They're not here no more. So it's something that's sad. It's not something that I look at them and I'm angry at them. I'm looking at them more and I feel bad. You know? I'm not going to call no names, but this is one particular kid that I grew up with. And I was a couple of years older than him. And he was just a bad little kid from the block. You know what I'm saying? When I say a couple of years, I mean like 1, 2 years older than him. He's like a bad little nigga from the block. Right? And then I see him when he grew into, a teenager, early 20s. And then one day I just hear about him not being here no more. Oh, bullshit. That was unnecessary. And then I hear about 3 or 4 other niggas that was in that little gang that they had. Them niggas is gone. All over bullshit that's unnecessary. It didn't need to happen. All before they hit like 33 years old. You know? Lisa says sad and true, but what about Ray J and Whitney? So, all right, let's get to the Ray J and Whitney stuff. So, for everybody that don't know, Ray J was the last person that saw Whitney Houston alive, allegedly. Ray J and allegedly a drug dealer. So, apparently, Whitney Houston, as everybody know, has had, purportedly has had a drug problem for quite some time. So, she had went to go to a drug rehab place, and she had came back from the rehab, and she was like, it didn't stick, or whatever the case is. So, on the night that Whitney actually passed away, a couple of things happened. The first thing was, do y'all remember they have footage of them ushering Ray J out of the building, and Ray J had like his head covered? I'm trying to look. I got my hoodies in. Hold on. They was ushering Ray J out of the crib, out of the hotel. He like had his he was like covered up like this coming out. He was like covered up like this, coming out like this. They was ushering Ray J out the place. And Ray J was with he had like somebody with him or whatever, and they was taking him out. So apparently Ray J, for everybody that don't remember, had been dating Whitney for quite some time. They was together. And Whitney was in the hotel, perfectly sober. Ray J called over a drug dealer. Allegedly, the drug dealer shot her up with something and get high or whatever the case is. And that's the night that she passed away. But more, also, just so we could be clear, they found water in Whitney's lungs. That means that when Whitney was in the tub and she was drowning, that she drowned, basically. That she breathed in water. That's the only way water could get in your lungs. So she died. She didn't die before she got in the path. That's one. Two, they found abrasions on her body that were defensive wounds. And not only did they find defensive wounds on her, but they also found abrasions on her face. It looked like she was in a fight. Now, add that to the fact that they said the drugs that was in Whitney's apartment, in Whitney's hotel room, it wasn't on, and in her, it wasn't enough to kill her. She didn't have that many drugs in her. For everybody that don't remember, that don't know, understand that the longer you use drugs, you build up a tolerance. That's the real tragedy about it. Not Whitney specifically about drug use. You build up a tolerance. So you have to consistently keep raising more and more drugs. So that's why they was trying to say that weed is a gateway drug. Because what happens is they say people take weed and then it stops working for them, so they have to go get something stronger. If you want to use that argument, cigarettes is a gateway drug. As far as I can tell, everybody that uses any type of drug generally smokes cigarettes damn near. Like the only drug I see people that use and don't smoke cigarettes is weed. Like every person I ever knew that used coke smoked cigarettes. Crack, smoked cigarettes. Heroin, smoked cigarettes. So I'd argue that cigarettes is more of a gateway drug than anything else. Shout out to Mind, Body, and Soul. Salute, baby girl. Just saying. So, allegedly, there were some people that wanted Whitney up out of there, and they got Ray J to do it, because that was the only person that could get close enough to Ray J, and Ray J was happy to do it, allegedly. So those are the allegations that's out there. And they're saying Diddy was involved, allegedly. So that part. And there's been rumors about Ray J having something to do with that for years, though. Like for years. It's been ever since Whitney, passed away. There's always been rumors that Ray J has something to do with it. So that part. Allegedly, she had an argument with Clive Davis. Is that his name? Allegedly, she had an argument with him a couple of days prior to her, passing away, and it was witnessed by her daughter, with Bobby Christina. Bobby Christina passed away the same exact way, correct? Mind, Body, and Soul says true. We've been heard about Ray J. Hearing Diddy's name is new. Right? So these are all allegations. We don't know at this point. Excuse me. So these are all allegations. We don't know at this point. So as far as Whitney and that whole situation is concerned, also they said, this is what Jaguar Wright said. So I don't know what you want to do with this. Take this with a grain of salt. I guess it's whether you consider her to be a good source or not. But Jaguar Wright said that there was nothing wrong with Whitney's vocal cords. The problem was her lungs. Something had happened to Whitney's lungs. Your lungs and the air that you could put in your lungs and then push out is what fuels your voice, right? So allegedly what happened was her lungs were messed up. And because her lungs was messed up, that's what took Whitney's voice. It wasn't her vocal cords. There was nothing wrong with her voice. Her vocal cords was not damaged. It was allegedly her lungs. Shout out to Judah, salute. Says sounds about right though. Especially when Brandy had a letter or something from Whitney. I keep hearing about the letter that Brandy was that Whitney had written. Anybody heard about what was in the letter? Has Brandy released what was in the letter? Has she said anything about what was in the letter? Put it in the chat. I want to know. Has she said anything that was in the letter? But yeah, allegedly there was a letter that Whitney had written. It was written to Brandy, right? So allegedly there was a letter. So what they said, what I heard is that Ray J was keeping her on the drugs. She wanted to get off, but Ray J was keeping her on the drugs. What's this button for? Okay. Allegedly. So, I mean, I don't know. It's however you want to take it. I got a question. Does that look orange to you guys? These lights are supposed to be orange, by the way. I mean, it looks orange to me when I turn around and look at it, but it doesn't look orange when I'm looking at it in the screen. So do these lights look orange to you? It's supposed to be orange. They look orange to me. I think I'm going to play with it a little bit more, see if I can get a little bit more orange. They look orange to me, but when I'm looking at them, they look orange. They're orange now. They are not orange now. Look white. Sheesh. What up, Paul? Anybody else? What color y'all think them lights look like? Where is damn thing? Give me 1 second. I'm gonna go get this switch. I don't know where I put the damn switch. Here. Hold on, I'm gonna. So hold on. Who else think it looks white right now? Hold on, I'm gonna turn this off. Now does it look more orange? I mean, I gotta turn this back on, apparently, obviously. Now it look white, right? It's supposed to be orange, though. Hold on. All right, hold on. So I'm gonna turn it to a whole different thing real quick so I don't mess up the one that I currently have. Hold on. Boom. Like purple, right? So we gotta get orange. I forgot how I got orange. I was messing with this shit for a dumb long time. That's wait, one of these is white. Which one of these is? Now that's orange. That's not orange. Not even this is the same one it was on before. I have it like on the thing. Not even looks more orange to me, but it does not look orange there. Sheesh. Okay, hold on. See, this is supposed to be orange, right? But that shit looks green. Yeah, that's orange, right? But that. I don't. Okay, hold on. Boom. I think I forgot how to do this shit. I had to do this stupid shit. I gotta get green and go up, right? Anybody else got any opinions on the color or scheme right back here real quick? Okay, I gotta get green to go up, right? And we're gonna get this color to go up too, right? I was messing with that shit for a dumb long time trying to get orange. You have no idea, man. Okay, now we can pull green down some, right? Now that's white, right? Now that's purple. I don't know, this shit's pissing me off. I mean, it's not pissing me off, but I'm like, what the hell, fam? Man, I'm just gonna have to figure out how to do this another time. I'm already pissed off about this. How the hell do I get? I'm getting closer to orange, right? So, and it looks white right there. It does look white right there. Right? Okay, so that's green, right? Okay, now we gotta take green down, right? Okay, now we're getting closer to orange. It looks orange over here. You understand? Now that looks orange as shit. This is a good orange. Now that's orange as hell. Matter of fact, that's more orange than my other orange. That's pissing me off. That's more orange than my other orange. What is my other orange? No, it's the same thing. Okay, fuck it. Anyway. Fuck it. All right, shout out to Paul. He says he like blue. I like blue too, but it don't look good with my complexion. The blue light don't work with my complexion. All right, so I'm trying to make the light that works with my complexion for everybody that don't understand. You know what I'm saying? The need to look as caramelly as possible. So he is. What else y'all want to talk about? Put it in the chat. Come on, we doing it tonight. We have to do a ton of these in order for me to start sending out notifications at this time. So what else y'all want to talk about? Put it in the chat. The Knicks play tomorrow night, so we will not be doing the show tomorrow night unless I do it before. But then they're gonna play like at 7, so it's not gonna work. Maybe after, I don't know. Which I want to talk about. Put it in the chat. Y'all still think this looks white? Hold on, I'm gonna take a picture. Let me see if it's just the camera, right? So hold on. I'm curious. No, it's just definitely still looks white when I use this camera, right? And I'm looking through the damn thing. Hold on. It just still looks white. Anyway, it looks, if you was here, it'll look orange as shit and dope, by the way. Just so we can be clear. It looks dope. It looks orange as shit. Y'all just can't tell. It looks orange as shit. Remember, our colors is orange. That's our channel's colors. Anything else y'all want to talk about? Put it in the chat. I don't want to end the live yet, so I'm trying to. What else y'all want to talk about? Put it in the chat. Obviously, saloon is open, but I don't think we got any saloon people out here tonight. But I want to say this. This is annoying as hell. Could somebody explain to me why the people have the flashing one? Like, why would somebody have this? Like, why would you have that? Like, why would you have that going on? Who would do this? Like, why would you have that? Like, why would you have this going on? Why would you have this in your crib? Like, who the hell? Let me on that before somebody get freaking Tourette's. And why would you have that going on? Like, what the hell? No. We're not talking about nothing right now, so I can reply. Drake's house was shot up. One of the security guards actually was hit. Allegedly, they're saying it was a drive-by. The car was caught on camera. I'm gonna assume, I don't know how the system is set up in Canada, so I don't know if it's like down here where you got like cameras everywhere and they can track where people are going to and from. But they did say that there was a car that pulled up, fired into the place. Security guard was hit. Also, about 6 or 7 hours before that happened, there was a security guard that was hit at a location 9 miles away. Allegedly, this has nothing to do with Kendrick Lamar, and it has something to do with The Weeknd. I'm hearing that OVO and EXO is beefing. Now, with that being said, the gentleman that was shot, he was shot in the chest multiple times. Well, he was shot multiple times. He was hit in the chest. I don't know if all of the shots was in the chest. If they are, that means that there was a sharpshooter out there just picking them off. With that being said, he was taken to the hospital. They expect him to survive. So he might have had on. All right, that's what it is. Mind, body, and soul. Salute. You could pull up for coffee and morning coffee, right? That's if you feel like it. Are you gonna rejoin the green team? We need green team people. Also, in addition, But yeah, tomorrow if you want. Whenever you feel like it. Whenever I'm doing content that you would like to, you think I'm doing a good job, like pull up then. Like I don't know if you know if I might not be doing a good job tomorrow. But whenever I'm doing a good job, pull up then. We have no obligation, but I do love it when you guys are helping keeping the wheels with the lights on. Basically, that's how the term goes, right? I love it when you guys help keep the lights on. Not that I have any fear of the lights going off, by the way. That's not a fear. But you understand the terminology. So yeah, so that's basically what happened. The police are investigating. Drake is helping with the investigation. And I'm hearing people like saying Drake is a snitch because he's helping with the investigation. What you want me to illuminate on? They're saying Drake, like, I don't understand. Like, if somebody shoot up your house, I don't care who you are. You should help with the damn investigation. Especially with all of this stuff going on with Drake right now. He don't got no choice. He don't help with the investigation. They might think he shot at his own dude because he thought he was the snitch. He thought he was the mole. So I don't think Drake has I think Drake don't have a choice but to help with the investigation. Just to prove he's not the mole. If that makes any sense. Just so he could be like, yo, we did not shoot at our own guy. We did not make that happen. That was some other rat bastards. Good thing I wasn't home. Just so we could be clear. Man, it was some other dudes. Good thing I wasn't home. If I was home, there's no telling what would have happened. Sheesh. See, so I don't think Drake has a. Also, and this is why when you start making money, you can't have your niggas in the streets. You gotta legitimize your people. I hate the fact that these dudes get to the bag and leave their niggas out there in the street having to risk their life. You gotta legitimize your people. You know, you have to help your people get on the right side of the law. They got a family too. Don't you love them? Give me 1 second. Blow my nose and shit. Don't you love them? Help them get on the right side of the law. Be right. Yeah, don't you love your people? Help them get on the right side of the law. You know, because it kills me. Drake could go buy a whole plane, but he can drop albums from his artists that are with OVO. Like, anybody know any OVO artists? What artists I know? Curious. Anybody know any OVO artists? Anybody? You know the names of any OVO artists? I'm curious. I don't know any OVO artists. Party Next Door, is he OVO? That's about it, right? Anybody else OVO artists? So he's not feeding his niggas. You're giving them crumbs. You're not helping them build the foundation for them and their families. I don't know how much I can respect that. But isn't that the same thing Diddy was doing? Why almost all of the people that came up under Diddy died broke? That's why I keep saying I respect Jay-Z. How many millionaires have Jay-Z made? Jay-Z put a lot of people on. They got to the bag and they could take care of their families. They was able to get niggas out of the street. I respect that. I understand that he might be on the wrong side of history in the future. But one thing he did do was he took care of his people for the most part. Maybe not all of them, but quite a few. You can't name not anybody that he on OVO, right? Yeah, so fair. Name somebody that got to the bag that he helped in Atlanta. As far as I can tell, everybody that he did business with in Atlanta or helped in Atlanta, they didn't get to the bag, did they? Not with him. Same thing could be said for Houston, and allegedly the same thing could be said for Memphis. Now look at Jack Frost. How many people did I help build their own platforms? How many people? We can name niggas. You have to use both of your hands. Naming both because you with names. You have to use both of your hands. How many people did I help build platforms? Did they act like snakes and come back and try to destroy my platform? Yes, they did. So maybe Drake's on to something. But for the most part, how many people have I went out of my way to help them? So now Drake, you got jets and everything else. I just don't see. So every time somebody from OVO makes a good song, Drake drops it instead. Kendrick Lamar said something that was really interesting. He said your own kid don't like you. I think that's real. I don't think he capping when he said that. What else y'all want to talk about? Put it in the chat. What y'all want to talk about? Put it in the chat. Gatorade. I bought one of these Gatorades from the supermarket because I was playing basketball. Also made sure I got some bananas this morning because I planned on playing basketball. So I made sure I bought some bananas this morning to help with the cramps or whatever the case might be. I should have bought, when I went to the supermarket, I should have bought like a ton of bananas. I need what we need over here? We need to get a blender so I could, so we could get our health and everything else back to where it needs to be. We need to get a blender over here, for real, for real. Get our health back to where it needs to be. Every time I think about like improving my health, I start thinking about whoever the female is that I'm interested in at this time. But you know who it is. This chick named Iris. Super cute. Cat Williams has a Netflix special I didn't know. He has a ton of them. He has a new one that just came out. That's what you're talking about? What is he talking about in there? I want to hear Cat Williams talk about these niggas. Because he's going to drop real information. He's not going to just be talking about niggas to be talking about. That's why all you got to do is pay attention, fam. The chickens are coming home to roost. A lot of people that's just out here doing evil and doing effery, the chickens are coming home to roost. All you got to do is get out of God's way. I promise you. Just get out of God's way. So you got to do. Come on, what y'all want to talk about? I got to get ready to go. I don't want to have the show going too long. I got a thing I got to do. My Netflix is currently off. I'm not paying $22 for Netflix at the moment. My Netflix is turning me off. I only have Max and Disney Plus, and Netflix is by far, if you want variety, the best one to have. But I have to have Disney Plus because Disney Plus has certain things on it that I'm a comic book guy, so I'm kind of hogtied. So Max has comic book stuff, and Disney Plus is comic book stuff. So my hands are tied. Those are the ones that I have to have. And also, I get to watch the Knick game on Max. You get to watch all the playoff games if you have Max. For everybody that don't know, HBO Max. So, HBO Max has a lot of the live coverage. Also, you get to watch the Trump trial on HBO Max. For everybody that don't know, it's great if you want live television. I think right now they're kicking Hulu in the ass as far as that is concerned. Because I don't think you have to pay anything extra. I don't know. I don't actually pay for my HBO Max. That's the whole story. But so it might be extra. I don't know. But I'm a movie guy. I love sitting home and I haven't watched a movie at home. I haven't watched a movie in probably a couple of weeks. But I love sitting at home and watching movies. Shout out to Daisy. I used to watch a lot of movies with Daisy. Shout out to Daisy. That was my ace boom cool when it came to movie watching and shit like that. She used to come over to the crib. We sit down and watch movies and bug out. She's good people. Kendra got mad at me once. She said, "You miss her, don't you?" I mean, she's a friend. No, I never banged her. We never did that, but she's a good friend. She watched movies with me. That's one of my love languages, And she lets me talk during the movie. Like, talk about the movie during the movie. She don't shush me, you know what I'm saying? So I be talking through the movie and we have a whole conversation about the movie and shit. It's dope. She's good people. What else I want to talk about? Put it in the chat. I chop it up for a little while longer. I swear, this is orange. These lights are orange. I promise you. Let me see if I turn the light back off if you could tell. These lights are orange. I keep looking at this shit and it don't look orange to me. But I know they're orange. Can you tell they're orange when the lights are out? I'm curious. Can you tell they're orange now or they still look white? No idea why that's bothering me so much. Sometimes I could be so pedantic. Was playing basketball today and I just realized why there's just some of these kids you just don't even want to play with them. They were fouling like crazy, and then if you even come next to them, they would call foul. Like fam, don't nobody want to play like that, fam. I'm not here to argue with you every call. I'm here to play hard, compete, and have fun. I'm not here to cheat during the game. We're not doing that. I don't have time for that. That's something I can't do. If I gotta cheat to win the game, I really don't want to play. What up, Dayon Davis? Salute. If I gotta cheat to win the game, I'm just not really. I'm not interested in playing. I'm just not really interested in playing. We was playing this one game, And this is why I think they was. I think the dudes on my team was throwing the game. I just feel that way. Maybe they weren't. I just feel that way. So I had the homie on my team, right? He had slides on, so he really wasn't playing. He played. I think he played college right now, I believe. I don't know if he goes away this year or next year, but he played college as far as I know. So he was on my team playing in slides. We smoking these dudes because all you really need is one person on the team that's capable and playing. So we, got into a good rhythm. I wasn't playing defense by myself or whatever. As soon as this dude switches out and let somebody else take his team, it's like take a spot. It's like everybody on my team stop playing defense. Nobody's playing defense anymore. Like that's the way it felt. Like that's not. Maybe they were still playing defense. I'm telling you the way I felt. You know what I'm saying? What I'm saying. That's all I can tell you. I don't know what they were actually doing. You know what I'm saying? So it just felt like they stopped playing defense. So we're winning 11-2. The next thing you know, they up 17-15. So, I don't know what to tell you. Like they just stopped playing. So yeah, no, I'm not playing with none of them dudes on my team ever again. I'm just not doing it. And then so I'm leaving the park and I was talking to one of the other adults that was there, and they was just like, they was shaking their head too. Like that wasn't again, like they wasn't enjoying themselves playing with them. They don't know it though. They really, they're not playing real basketball. They talking crazy the whole game. Like it's not real basketball. Like I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. Anyway. Shout out to them. Whatever. Shout out to them. That was probably like my 5th game. I was exhausted. The older dudes that was on my team, the 2 games before already stopped playing because they was too tired. They was younger than me, just so we could be clear. So I was just still playing though. You know what I'm saying? Because I got to get more miles in so I could build up. You know what I'm saying? So when the summer comes, I could, I feel comfortable playing hard. I don't really feel comfortable playing hard right now. I feel like I might get hurt. You know what I'm saying? I don't feel comfortable playing hard. I gotta get my stretches in. I gotta start stretching more. I gotta eat a little bit better. You know, I gotta improve my health some. You know what I'm saying? I don't really feel comfortable playing hard right now. So, it got to a point where I was like, I have to really try to play hard now to win the game, but I can't miss a shot because if I miss a shot, it is what it is. It just was just bad. I don't know what to tell you. It was bad, but I was tired, so no excuses. But and then I don't like them, so I don't really play. I'm not like, if I don't like you, I'm not trying to play hard against you. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't really want to be there. You know what I'm saying? So I ain't really like them. So I don't know. It is what it is. It is what it is. Any regard. Okay. Shout out to everybody that is. Oh man, I don't even want to say it because I don't want assholes to go and try to screw that over. I'll say it when I'm on that platform. I just say shout them out when I'm on that platform, so I don't have to worry about any idiots coming from here to go there and try to mess up something I got going on that's really doing really well. I just keep things separate. Froze. All right, we done? Shout out to everybody that just hit the like button. Salute, my brother. How's everything going? Yeah, Wait, when is it raining? Overnight. Salute my brother. Shout out to Motivational Creations. You should have came out there. I was hooping today. You should have came out there to the park, fam. I need some adults to play basketball with. Like, I don't know. It's the only way I can put it. I need some adults to play basketball with. Like, a lot of these teams, it's just not a game. They just yelling at each other like crazy. Copy. Yeah, they just yelling at each other, trying to argue over every little thing. It's just they take all the fun out of the game. Like, it's not fun. Like, like, I don't know what to tell you. It's not fun, man. I was playing the other day, and I don't remember if I won or if I lost, but it was fun. I enjoyed myself. It was fun. I think them kids are out there again. I'm just gonna let them play. I'm just gonna watch. I do some drills on the side. I don't want to play with them. If I get adults on my team, I'll play. But if I can't have no adults on my team, I'm not playing with them. If I get adults on my team, I'll play. I'm definitely not playing on their team. Take the fun out of the game. I think I'm about to let y'all go though. Now I already know you always working. But I'm getting out there, I'm running around. I'm feeling a little bit more comfortable. Now when I'm hitting people with crossovers, I'm feeling, I'm speed boosting. Motivation Creation says Drake shooting was set up by his team. That's a pretty interesting perspective. Why do you believe that? Or what information you have to make you think that? Or where do you want to go with that conversation after you just made that comment? That's the better way to say it. I'm not challenging you. I just would like for you to expand. Yeah, I'm hitting the crossover and I'm speed boosting. I haven't been doing that in a while because, I haven't been playing basketball. So I haven't been feeling comfortable hitting people with the crossover and then taking off, When I'm feeling more comfortable doing that, I don't feel like I'm going to injure myself. And I don't mind being fouled. So I'm trying to not call foul. I want to play through the foul. You understand what I'm saying? So they follow me like shit. Them kids is following me like shit. But I don't want to call the foul. I want to play through the foul. Rumor has it that the guy who was giving info to K. Dot camp. I initially thought that also, not for nothing. But also, he's currently going through a beef. There was a shooting that had happened about, I think they said about 9 miles, 7 to 9 miles from Drake's crib. That's they're saying might be related, and that shooting had happened a couple of hours before the shooting at Drake's home happened. It was a security guard that was actually shot. They said that the dude was security. He got in his chest. It was multiple wounds. I'm not sure if all the wounds was to the chest, but he might have also had on a vest as far as I know. But in any regard, he was shipped to the hospital. They said that his wounds weren't life-threatening. So the only way I can think about you getting shot in the chest and your wounds not being life-threatening is if you had on a vest. Oh, his manager's house was hit up also. Yeah, so that's what I'm hearing. I know they said that it was actually 3 shootings that they're saying that's connected to it. allegedly. And the wild part is people are acting like Drake shouldn't be speaking to the police about this. Like Drake is supposed to be like, nah, I can't talk to y'all. So he can go out there and then something could happen. And then he didn't even talk to the police. So he's definitely gonna go to jail. So people are crazy. Just so we can be clear, if anybody ever shoots your home up, you better talk to the police. Unless you're really in the streets doing some shit and you're not basically, if you are a celebrity and somebody shoots up your home, just so we can be clear, if you are a celebrity and somebody shoots up your home, you better talk to the police. Because even if you're going to retaliate after that, you better talk to the police. So for the people that's like, Drake's a snitch, like, I don't think you understand how this works. Because after you do retaliate, they're going to be in court saying, yep, he didn't even want to help with the investigation. He did it. But allegedly, they're saying that there's something going on with The Weeknd. Obviously, this is all accusations. We don't know exactly what's happening. Initially, when it happened, I assumed it was they found the mole, just so we can be clear. When it initially happened, I was like, oh, they found the mole. I even posted stuff on Instagram saying that, just so we could be clear for anybody that's like, Jack is capping. No, I even posted stuff on Instagram saying, I think they found the mole. So they might have found the mole, just so we can be clear. But also remember, Drake is a civilian. This is a fact. But also remember, Drake said he was the mole. They lined all of that shit up and they set up the situation and yada yada. So, you don't never know. You don't never know. Pardon me. It was The Weeknd's manager house that was shot up, and the security was also shot. Shout out to Wayne. Appreciate you. Yeah, so that's the information that I have. So that's the information I have. And allegedly, somebody was shot at the other shooting also. I'm not sure if they said that they were deleted or not, but somebody, or unalived or not, somebody might have been unalived at the other shooting also, because somebody was hit at the other shooting also. So I'm not 100% sure. Dwayne, did you hear what happened? Was there somebody unalived at the other shooting? So that's the information I heard. But like I said, just because it's the information I heard, that don't make it to what happened. I'm just gonna tell you what I heard. It was the manager security that got hit also, allegedly. Yeah, so that's what I heard. Motivational creation says Canada's just as wild as the states now. Could never tell what happened. I think there's some stuff got stirred up in this beef, and that's what I believe happened. Some stuff got stirred up, man. That's what I think happened. I think Kendrick said some stuff, Drake said some stuff, and it just jogged a couple of memories. And now there's things happening. Because what he did to The Weeknd was dirty. When he had The Weeknd basically give him his whole, like a whole damn near, like half of the album. He had The Weeknd give him like almost half of his album. When The Weeknd was on the come up, he didn't even have a choice. So, I don't know what to tell you. So allegedly, it's OVO and XO beefing. Allegedly. Nobody else sees this as orange. I promise you, these lights are orange. I promise you. They are orange. I mean, you can't tell. It's really pissing me. Like, it's really bothering me. These are orange, though. I promise you. I never invite anybody in my home. So, I mean, I can't have anybody come look and tell you. But, I mean, they're orange. Sheesh. All right, I'm going to let y'all go. Anything else y'all want to add to this? The situation between Drake and the Weeknd is serious and real. It ain't like wax beef with him and Kendrick. No, it's not. Drake's took the nigga girlfriend or some shit like that also. Niggas is weirdos, man. Niggas is weirdos. Niggas be trying to hurt niggas by sleeping with niggas' women, man. That's just weirdo shit to me, man. It's just weirdo shit. Stop being out here and dating anybody. Y'all niggas just date anybody because they look good. Like, so what you gonna expect? You know what I'm saying? I need your morals to be in line, in alignment. You know? Of course, I'm not gonna date somebody that I'm not physically attracted to. We're not doing that. But I also need your morals to be in alignment. Just saying. Y'all out here dating women because of everything else other than them also having their morals in alignment. And then they go do stuff like go bang somebody behind your back, or you stop dating them and they start dating your homeboy. What the hell you expected to happen? Their morals wasn't even in alignment. It is what it is. I don't know what to tell you. In any regard, I think I'm gonna let y'all go. Expect to see more Tonight shows, by the way. I know we ain't really sending out no notifications because we ain't been live at night in a while. But expect some Tonight shows again, just so we can be clear. We will be having more Tonight shows out. Knicks play tomorrow night, so don't expect to see no. So no, we're not gonna have. It's not gonna happen. The Knicks play tomorrow night, so we're gonna be watching the Knicks game. We are not gonna be doing a live. Maybe after the game, but I doubt it very much. But maybe after the game, I don't know. It depends on how I feel after the game. But with that being said, everybody, please, if you got anybody still awake in your household, give them a hug. Tell them you love them. You don't never know what's gonna happen tomorrow. Also, whenever you're helping anybody else be the best them that they could be in that moment, you being the best you that you could be, go out there. God is good. Christ is King. And before we go to bed, after we wake up, you want a glass of water. Before you go to bed, it's going to help you have a better sleep, and it's going to help flush out your body. And after you wake up, before you go to bed, it's going to also help you with your energy. You're going to be able to improve your energy the next day. And also when you're drinking it when you wake up, it's going to help you flush things out your system, and it's going to do a lot of health benefits. So before we go to bed, after we wake up, we're going to have a nice little 8 to 6 ounce glass of water. With that being said, I love y'all. Please have a good night. Like, comment, subscribe. Join the notification gang. Hashtag Bronx Bombers. Let's get it. I love y'all. Take care of each other. Hug the kids for me. I haven't forgotten about you. And that's all I get on this one. I'm out.